In this video, I'm going to talk about how verbs contain vocabulary and how, paradoxically, vocabulary contains verbs, and most importantly, what this means to you practically in terms of language learning. So, verbs contain vocabulary is one of the oldest mantras of this method. It goes back years. The idea is, imagine a cup, like a cup of coffee, that has a label on the front of it that says, I like. Now imagine all of the things you could write on little pieces of paper and put into that cup to complete the sentence. So the cup says, I like, and then you write coffee, tea, like ice cream, traveling, all the things you like, right? Go back to the front of that cup and put I don't like underneath it, and then put all the things you don't like in there. Do you like could go on the front of the cup, and all of the things that you put in the cup are still good, okay? So the cup is a verb which contains vocabulary. So put that on the shelf, pull down another blank cup and write I have. Now let's write all of I have books, I have a guitar, I have a hat, I have a shirt, I have a whatever, anything you have. I have a dog, a pet. Put all of that in the cup. Things you don't have, do you have? My friend has all, you see the verb have, everything to do with having contains the vocab that goes into that verb. Put that on the shelf. Bring out a new one for everything you need, every place you're going, every place you've gone, like, so you have the be, have, go, do, like, want, need, have to, be able to, try to, see, hear, think, feel. You have a cup for each one of those verbs, and it contains the vocabulary that goes along with those verbs. So that's what it means when we say that verbs contain vocabulary, okay? Now, there is a flip side to that, which is that vocabulary contains verbs. And I'm going to illustrate that now. So imagine imagine 3 circles written on a piece of paper, and those circles represent person, place, and thing, okay? Like the 3 main categories of nouns, all right? Person, place, and thing. Now, inside of each one of those circles, we're going to put verbs that work with those nouns, okay? So take place, for example. What are the main verb is go. No, like you go places. What about things? So you go places, you do things, and you see people, meet people, speak with people, okay? There are certain verbs that are going to go with certain nouns most likely. Some can go with others. Just like back in the verb container, a lot of vocab, like a lot of the same things that I have are also things I like, and so on. So there's crossover, of course, and it's the same here with the nouns containing verbs. But there are some that lend themselves most likely, and you discover what those are just by exploring, okay? So if the noun category is places, I need to learn going, traveling. In some languages like English, I've been there. I am here now, okay? And what this means practically for my language learning and your language learning is, I would say this. You could make a 3-column list: person, place, and thing, and then start by writing a list of the major persons, places, and things that are in your life. So, like, I had a class yesterday with someone who mentioned my daughter. That was the first person. I didn't ask for anything. I just found, she has a daughter. So clearly, minha filha, it's a Portuguese lesson, minha filha can go at the top of the list under person, right? So who are the main people in your life? My kids, my family, whoever it may be, right? Person, place, what are the main places? Well, home, so often the place. where else? The store, where do you travel often to, or where do you work? You see what I'm saying? Persons, places, and things. Now, if you play the guitar, guitar is on the list. If you have a pet, that's on the list. If you don't, that it's not necessarily on the list. You see what I'm saying? So it's basically generating a list of the most frequently encountered persons, places, and things. And then from there, you find out what verb you need. The final point here is when choosing the verb with that noun, right? Like, I spoke with my daughter this morning was the actual sentence that we learned. Make it a true statement. So only say true things. Like, try to generate as many true statements about your life as possible, as if this was a journal. So what did I do today? Well, it's involving persons, places, or things. I happened to, she said, speak with my daughter this morning. So Portuguese, falei com minha filha hoje. That was the sentence. Make it a true statement. So anyway, that's the approach. The practical approach coming from the idea that verbs contain vocabulary. Vocabulary contains verbs, and it's a system for organizing your approach to figuring out the puzzle that is a language. So, hope you enjoyed. Hope this helps in some way. Feel free to leave a comment with any comments or questions you have. Feel free to reach out. And you can send a direct message to me through school. The link's in the description. So thanks for watching.